Hey, what's up guys, it's T-Bone here, and welcome back to another episode of playing Legendary Game of Heroes. So this week's event, Astral War, has started. It is a light affinity crusader, so get your commanders ready. And let's go and take a look at some of the updates that have also come in the last couple of days in preparation for this event. So the first one they announced yesterday was some changes to the health of the crusade boss, so you should expect that it'll be a little bit lower to make it easier for everyone to compete in. They've also introduced a new light legend, and we will see what they are. So it's Julia Starchild and Ronin 9K. There was a tip there, it's something I also wanted to provide more of tips in the other video series, and that is if you wanted to sort by age when you get a collection of heroes, you can do that now. This is useful for getting for seeing the new cards that you've received, and I'll show that a little bit later. And then they'll talk about the next event. And then in the other news, as of today, they updated some things. So if you took a look at the collections yesterday for the cards, they've since then updated the skills. Specifically, they've made their ultra rare card really powerful. So they've now upped the attack from the battle skill up to 100,000%, and also you can now generate 2 power gems. If you're a 6-star, you can generate two power gem 4s, and then getting another 2 if there are, I believe, 150 intensity. So you can potentially get up to 4 power gem 4s. That is pretty powerful. They've also updated the base power of the free card that you can get, and we'll talk about what that is. And then they've also made it easier for you to collect some of the feature heroes, and basically all of this is to balance for the fact that it's a little bit tougher for the Crusade events. They also talk about holiday presents and some changes to Mecha Muramasa. So let's take a look at all of these changes. First, we'll go into the store. So if we take a look at the packs available, this is the card for the feature card, and it's Brutus Mark III. It is a technical logical hero, and basically these cards are what you can collect to get a new commander. That is a legend card as well, that it gives you a 13 times commander bonus. We can take a look at that. So for the Brutus Mark III, the battle skill creates 4 to 6 light gems, and also increases technological intensity. And as your health goes up, it goes to 6, and if you have lower health, then you'll generate 4. It also has this deck bonus that basically increases your attack if you get Ronin 9K in your team. Now the counter skill is Dispel Might, and the defender skill is Gem Silence. All right, so this is a feature card here. And if you take a look at the other cards that are available, we can take a look at the other pack, which is the Sentinel pack. So this is so Astral Martyr is the ultra rare card. It is a technical logical attacker card, and same thing. It's same thing as the free card. It gives 300% damage for all light technical logical heroes, and this is the power I was talking about. It creates 2 light gem power 4s, and then it's 100 stack of technical logical intensity. It deals 100,000% damage, and then creates 2 more power gems. It also has the deck bonus for increasing attack by 20% if you have Ronin 9K, and it generates 5 intensity every 3 turns, so it basically keeps generating the new intensity. Now, the thing that's interesting is, I believe once you accumulate more than 100 stacks of intensity, it doesn't matter anymore. So there's a lot of cards in this deck that actually generate intensity, but I feel like if it doesn't give you any more in increments of 100 or so, it just feels like it feels like there's something missing there. That's just my personal opinion. Now we can take a look at the other card, and this is the free card you can get either through a collection, or you can spend up to 1,000 gems to get a guaranteed card. And that is the Sentinel Stars. So the Sentinel Stars converts 1 dark gem to a light gem, and then if you have 30 stacks, it converts and it gives you additional light gems, but it converts dark gems. So I believe what happens here is if there is no dark gems on the board, it wouldn't actually do anything. So this is something to be careful of. It doesn't automatically give you up to 4 light gems. So it's not the same thing as converting to light gems. It only converts if there's a dark gem. All right. So it also benefits from the overload deck bonus of increasing attack by 20% as long as Ronin 9K is on your team. So Ronin 9K, what is that card? Well, if you take a look at the collections here, press the collections button. All right, and here is Ronin 9K. The way to get this card is if you have at least 5 stars for each of these 6 cards here, starting with Ken. And you can take a look. So the ones that you need are Ken, and then you also need Overclock Erhard. This is the ultra rare version of the Water Dwarf, and they all have their commander skills. The multipliers expand as well. So Ken at 6 stars actually gives you a 10 times commander bonus. And then you also need all 3 cards, Astral Martyr, and then you also need the Brutus Mark III, as well as the other card for Sentinel of Stars. And then you also need Mecha Muramasa. So I have the Mecha Muramasa at this point, and they've changed it so now it is a Commander, Slayer, and Bounty Hunter. So it's the same thing as the other Legend cards, which is really good. And I do have them at 6 stars right now, so I currently have 2 out of the 6 cards you need, and if you have all 6 of these, you can collect the Ronin 9K, which is a balanced legend card, and it can get up to 13 times commander bonus, and it transforms 12 gems to light. And this increases Julia Starchild's damage by 25%, so Julia Starchild is the other new legend card that we have that we will see later. It does have some pretty nice buff for the for Guild Wars. So so basically has Dark Gem Suppression, and it also has a counter skill to remove Weaken Toxin, and also Alacrity and Might. So these are the new Legends powers. Now, you can also collect a 5-star event hero. This is random if you have the following criteria. So you need to get 12 million trophies, and then you need to have a 6-star Sentinel stars, and then a couple of other these catalysts. So it's pretty simple to get. It's pretty easy to get 12 million trophies now, and they've scaled it down so that it's easier to accomplish. So hopefully you can get that, and then you can get these holiday presents. I believe what this means is if you are able to get this, then you'll be able to get additional holiday presents so that you can spend more at the end of the month to buy something nice. All right, and then some of the other things that you can get here are the souls for the new legend, and a pristine Targa, potent Targa, and then you can get a free Sentinel stars just by having the right amount of catalyst. So now let's go into the event. Now let's take a look at the deck I'm going with. So I have not yet bought anything. I think I'm actually going to hold on to my gems. I would like to try and see if I can hold on to my gems until after the New Year's, when they will come out. Basically, they would have recycled all of the events where they have the intensity, and I'm hoping that there'll be something really nice, right? So I want to save my gems so I can spend it without having to spend a lot of money. I just kind of want to keep my gem level up, and by competing events, I'm actually getting a nice income each week. So the team I'm going with right now is using Catherine as the leader, and the 2 commanders I have are Sensha to give me the the power 3 gems, right? So even though I don't have the ultra rare for this event, I think I can do okay. And they've also updated so that if you're a VIP, your Astral Keys collection is now the same time frame rather than double the time. So it used to be 8 hours for a commander's card, and now it's only it's only 4 hours. It used to be hours. It's now down to 4. And so we take a look here at the bosses. Let's see. So I haven't really fought a lot. So it's Devora and Almar Ken. And in just 19 hours or so, we're going to get the next relic. And we take a look at the event store here. I have about 30 seconds before I can collect new keys. I'm just kind of waiting a little bit. We got the fragment box, and then we can also use your honor points to get your astral keys. Let's see what's in the store here. So the warp drive shard. The warp drive is what you need to level up Brutus. I actually have a couple of them, and they can also be used to level up your bad sector if you have that warden from the previous events. And then you can also get additional the light enchantment rune shard, and you can get beast soul. You can only get 10 of them, but beast souls are nice. They can power up some of your. You can use them to level up. I believe Basson uses it, and some other creature heroes. All right, and here is an opportunity for you to get the light wisp as well if you can get 3,000 tokens. Alright, now let's go back and see if we can get our keys yet. Good, so we can go ahead and collect our rewards. Let's go ahead and send our guildmates out to collect, and then let's go in for a battle. Oh, and then VIP, you actually get 4 keys. Alright, so that's a little different. So before you used to get the same number of keys, and now it looks like you get an additional key, and it's in half the time. So good. Alright, so let's go ahead and borrow QWERTY, or we call him Q, in our guild. Let's go ahead and battle. So this is just the very beginning levels. You know, this is really not difficult at all, even in medium. I mean, like, you can probably go up to with this deck. I would expect to at least go to elite, end of elite without any issues, and then I might bring in a one of the event heroes just to get the 10 times bonus. But right now, you know, with this deck, I really don't expect any challenges or any problems. So just go quickly through it. It is 3 waves, and let's just go ahead and make sure that. Right, so yeah, so you know, about 14,000 health. Yeah, so this should be really easy. It should be the one shot everything, especially given that I have a full team of warriors, and also having 2 Catherines to power each card up. The thing that I have kind of noticed though is I do have a deck full of warriors, except for my Indale, who is a attacker. If you take a now, I want you to pay attention to the damage here. So I'm just going to go ahead and power up all of these, and then I'm going to use Indale. And so take a look at the damage of Indale. I just noticed this, and I wonder if it's because the leader skill is actually not being respected here. So you can see 760k for Indale, and about the same for all the other units. I would have expected my warrior cards to have about 3 times the bonus damage compared to Indale, but I'm not seeing that. So let me know if this is what you notice as well. Maybe I just didn't know or I didn't notice until now. But it looks like in the regular Crusade events, it doesn't seem like the leader bonus is actually taken into account here. And if so, that is interesting. That's something I didn't know about. Alright, and so that is basically fine. I will go back later to make sure that I use up all my keys. And then for the guild boss, let's see. Let's take a look at the skills here. Okay, you can go to Team Intel, and then you can see that Entropy, the unit, does deal might. So might is not that big of a deal. That just means that the more you let him damage you, the more damage you're going to get. So if you're able to take him out in a couple of turns, then you really shouldn't have too bad of a problem here. So let's see here. What does it say? It actually has a description. Chance to apply a might buff for every 5 turns. Yeah, so might buff basically increases attack. So you're just going to get more damage. Alright, and so that's pretty much that. And the last thing I talked about is some of the tips that they show, which I would like to show as well. When you go into your card, if you want, like, one of the things I notice a lot is I get a new card, or I get something new and I want to quickly access it. Just click on this little arrow here for your filter. Where it says sort by, change it to age, and then just set the filter, and then it will give you the latest card that you receive, right? You can also change it a little bit, so descending or ascending. So descending is the latest, and ascending would be the oldest card that you have. So you can see that the very first card I had was Yordor the Swift. Well, one of the cards I have not dusted, right? So this is how you can use filter to quickly access the cards that you're looking for. You can also use this to see what affinity, power, but generally when it comes to sorting, really age is the most is the best. And I would say clear your filter, and then by default it'll sort by power, and then this is also the screen where you can do various different filters. One of the things that people have been asking about is like, hey, you know, like if I have a team I'm going after, how do I make sure that I have the right skills for counter? Well, here it is. Here's a counter skill that you can search for. So if I wanted to make sure I search for gem silence, for example, I know that I have at least 4. So these are just some of the tips. I will have more later on, so I don't want to take up too much at this time. let me know about your thoughts about this deck. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to invest in the free card. And I'm going to save my gems. I'm going to try and purchase something after the new year. And if you do have the new deck, let me know how it works out. It seems like it's not taking advantage of the intensity as much as it did in the previous decks, but that could just be my thoughts. So anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you're doing well. And with some of the improvements they've made to Crusade, hopefully it makes it a little easier for everyone. I'm certainly looking for having more keys more regularly, so that's going to be interesting. All right. Thank you very much for your time. Take care, and I'll see you next time.